Hello summoners, and welcome to our Brave banner. As you can see, our 4 brave heroes are users who have appeared in Dragonlands and FEH before. That is the rule for this. I'm not going to be selecting from all my heroes, just because next year, hopefully, if this gains a little more traction, I would like my lovely viewers to decide who gets the Brave ult. And of course we have a little GHP to the side. But in case this is your first video, let's watch down the line, shall we? We have Luca, Kane, Bridget, Zephyr, and then Becky. I've definitely been looking forward to this for a while now. I'm definitely excited to see when this comes out, if any skills have been changed, etc. Yeah, let's move on to their voice lines, shall we? Up first, we have our second place female winner, Zephyr, Brave Song. She is a colorless tone armored unit. Her weapon, Orchestral Pulse. Grants speed +3 at start of turn if unit's HP is greater than 20%. Grants null guard in the following effect unit for 1 turn. Unit can move to a space within 2 spaces of an ally within 2 spaces. Kind of like Halloween Nowies were fine and Tanas were fine. During combat, grants all stats +4 and the following effects unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit. Grants bonus units defense and res during combat equals current penalty in each of those stats times 1.5. So pretty much she's granting the allies a small def res unity. Not the full unity, but they still get some back. And then during combat, if unit triggers Savior, reduces damage from foes' first attack by 40%. And inflicts penalty on foes on all foe stats equal to current bonus on each of those stats times 1.5. And then for that last effect, she's kind of got a reverse unity on them. And then we all remember her legendary skill, Song of Hope. Grants another action to target ally, restores 10 HP to target ally, and grants null panic to target ally for 1 turn. Right. And then her new skill that comes with the Brave banner is Speed and Res Unity. I was considering other stuff, but it didn't feel quite right, so we're going with the good old Brave banner tradition of Unity skills. And let's move on to her voice lines, shall we?
This armor matches the armor of someone who is very dear to me. Garrick, I promise I will never forget about how much we cared about each other. And all the sacrifices you made for me. This armor is a lot heavier than I expected. Cephalian generals must be very strong. This cape is the same cape that was worn by the very first royal general and has been passed down through the ages. You startled me. Hey, can I ask you if you've met someone I know? Right. So heavy. Here comes the tune. In his honor, you've lost. I'll be strong, just like him. One final song. At least, I'll be with him soon.
Up next, we have our second place male winner, Luca, Gilded Bravery. He is a lance armored unit, and his weapon, Nah, is 16-1 range. Accelerates special trigger at start of combat if unit's HP is greater than 25%, inflicts attack and defense -6 on foe, and if unit deals damage to foe using a special, restores 40% of unit's maximum HP. Which is kinda similar to Valentine's Hector's effect. And then during combat, if unit triggers Savior and unit deals damage to foe, inflict special cooldown charge -2 on foe per unit's attack during combat. Pretty much that. In short, in a short definition, pretty much when he attacks the foe, instead of them getting closer to using their special, they get further away. Let's say he's attacking someone with Astra. They're gonna attack. They're gonna get it's gonna go down from 4 to 3. He's gonna attack them, and it's gonna go from 3 to 4. He's pretty much reversing their special cooldown charge. Alright, and then during combat, if unit is adjacent to an ally and unit's defense is greater than foe's defense, reduces damage from attacks during combat, yada yada yada. We all know damage reduction, and his is based off his defense. And then neutralizes foe's skills that prevents unit's follow-up attacks, and inflicts special cooldown charge -X on you during combat. So the reason he doesn't have full no follow-up is that he kind of wants the foe to attack twice. He wants to take full advantage of bonfiring the foe and restoring his HP. Alright. And then the new A skill for him, Distant Pulse. If foe initiates combat, you can counterattack regardless of foe's range and grant special cooldown charge +1 per attack during combat, but after combat, if unit attacks, deals 5 damage to unit. Pretty much. I thought a breath plus distant counter skill would be pretty cool, but of course I realized it'd also be a smidge broken, so I decided to give it to 5 damage, just like the dual phase distant counters. And yeah, let's move on to his voice line, shall we? This is traditional Orc Veil armor. It's really heavy. This lance was the weapon of one of the ancient heroes. I'll make sure I do it justice. The people have put their faith in me to change Orc Veil. No, all of Dravalia's future for the better. I'll do my best not to fail them. The countries in Dravalia have been torn apart for a very long time. Is it even possible for one person to fix it all? I wouldn't have been able to do all I have without my allies by my side. I will always be grateful to them. So heavy. I'm on it. Is that the enemy? Out of the way! The flames of Orcvale! With everyone's might! You've shown me your weakness. I failed all of them. Alrighty. And as a little bit of a palate cleanser, we're gonna have our GHB put in the middle today. Then we have Becky, Astilian Star. She is a blue tome infantry unit. And her weapon, Crashing Tempo, you'll see is a very Aether Raids weapon. Grant speed +3 at start of turns 2 through 7, Aether Raids. If a foe's res -5 is less than unit's res, and that foe is adjacent to another foe, inflicts attack and speed and depth res -6, panic, and deep wounds on foe and foes within 2 spaces of foe through their next action's foe. Pretty much, she's debuffing the entire enemy team, unless their res, even if their res is greater than her res. If they're near an ally whose res is not at least 50, then they're also getting these penalties. Of course, if you, let's say you get like Stillwater 4 on Elamine, she can prevent that, but oh well. And then during combat, if unit has bonus or if foe has penalty, grants attack and speed and res +4, and if foe uses sword, lance, axe, dagger, bow, or beast damage, inflicts attack and speed -5 on foe and neutralizes foe's bonuses to attack and speed during combat. Pretty much to make up for her abysmal defense, she pretty much tells the defense-based fighters, no attack for you. And during combat, if both unit has bonus and foe has penalty, neutralizes foe's skills that deal damage using the lower of foe's defense or res, and after combat, restores 7 HP to unit 2 and converts penalties into bonuses for unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit. Pretty much she is an absolute support and debuff unit. She does have some player face potential, but at the end of the day, you're probably going to see most performance out of her from debuffing the foes and singing. And of course, Stillwater 3 will be her 5-star skill, and attack and speed others will be her 4-star skill. Let's move on to our voice lines.
So your world has concerts too? Maybe I can perform for you sometime. Even with all these other singing heroes, I think I'll stick with only duetting with Zephyr. She just catches my style in a way no one else can, you know? You got any tulips around here? I heard my best friend is already here and she loves them. You should come to my next performance. Maybe I'll throw in a line or two just for you. I rarely get a chance to use magic, so being here should be so much fun. On it! Finally! Here we go! Here comes an encore! You creep! Oops, my hand slipped. You're done. Off key.
Up next, we have our first place winner of the female division, Bridget, Brave Soul. She is a red bow cavalry unit. Her weapon, Elven Shot. 14 might 2 range, has Canto 2 equipped, and grants speed +3. At start of turn, if unit is not adjacent to any allies, grants a special cooldown count -1 to unit and inflicts guard on closest foes within 4 spaces of unit. Pretty much, she gets that 1 cooldown for her special, and then the foes within her, no cooldown, sorry. And then if unit initiates combat and unit speed greater than foe speed, accelerates special cooldown charge +1 and deals +7 damage for units attacked during combat. And then you can see she pretty much has Flashing Blade 4 on her weapon, just straight up. And then if unit initiates combat and unit is not adjacent to any ally, inflicts speed and defense -5 on foe and neutralizes effects that prevents units follow-up attacks during combat. Pretty much she gets half of no follow-up, and she reduces the foe's speed and defense, ensuring more kills. And then after combat, if the unit's HP is greater than 25%, inflicts panic and deals 7 damage to target and foe, so within 2 spaces of target. Pretty much she's weakening the enemy lines with damage and panic. And then we're gonna move up, we're gonna ignore that one for a bit. We're gonna move down to her exclusive B skill, Elven Pride. If unit initiates combat, grants a bonus to unit's attack equal to total bonuses and penalties on unit during combat. Pretty much a much better blade tome effect. And if unit is not adjacent to any allies, unit can make a follow-up attack before foe can counterattack. So pretty much with her B skill, she gets a lot. She gets a lot of extra attack. Like even with just her base kit, with the attack speed menace, that's +12 attack to unit. Not even mentioning what's coming next. And then she can attack once, and then if there's no guard on the foe, she can hit them with a dead eye. And then her new A skill, which is one I definitely like. I think it might be my favorite out of the bunch. Attack and Speed Solitude. If unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack and speed +6 during combat, and also grants bonus to unit's attack and speed equal total penalties on foes' attack and speed ×2. So pretty much, Faye kinda did every solo skill dirty. Solo 4, one more stat point as to where bond skills got the neutralized penalties. Especially now, with the Summer Banner, you've seen that even Oath skills got a much bigger upgrade according to Ruse skills, which just got no panic. Which pretty much is not very useful when a majority of panic is in either a smoke, which you have to be near allies for, or sudden panic, which you have to start next to allies. Yeah, with attack and speed solitude, if unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack and speed +6 during combat, and also grants bonus to unit's attack and speed equal to total penalties on foes' attack and speed ×2. Oh boy. With her attack and speed menace and her A and B skill combined, she will absolutely get, essentially, with her base, that's 6. And in combat, that's 12, and then another 6, so that's 18. Just for that. 18 attack and speed. And then with her Elven Pride skill, that's going to be 30 attack and 18 speed. Hoo boy, she will be hitting hard. But even then, this is also... A lot of this is if she's not adjacent to an ally. I know I sound like not good game developer saying this, but pretty much the strategy to beat her is to just either get another Bridget. Yeah, spend your orbs and money to get another Bridget to counter Bridget. get like a cavalry, or just pretty much initiate on her, or make sure she is adjacent to her own ally when she attacks you. Alright, let's move on to her voice lines. This has been a long one.
This clothing I wear is traditional elven general attire. My mother wore a very similar outfit. When I was very young, a plague swept through the elven villages of Wormstall. My little sister and I were some of the only survivors of our village. I've had to take care of my little sister since I was a child. Sometimes, I worry I won't be enough for her when she grows more. This bow once belonged to my mother. Her last dying wish was for me to hold on to it and use it to protect me and Victoria. I've overcome a lot due to my sister and my friends by my side. I'm not sure what would become of me without them. I move with the wind. This way? With Elven Pride. You've underestimated me. My arrow will fly swift. In the name of Elvenkind, I will protect her. Victoria, don't let the legacy die out.
And last but not least, who would have thunk it? My favorite is the first place male. We have Kane, brave half-bred. He is a green tome cavalry unit. And his weapon is a Folly Surge. Grants defense +3 at start of turn if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally. Grants all stats +6 to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. Pretty much a lot of stats. He is a stat ball. And then at start of combat, if he is within 3 spaces of an ally, inflicts attack and res -6 on foe, and grants special cooldown charge +1 to unit per unit's attack during combat. And then grants the following effects based on number of allies in 3 spaces, kind of similar to Ash's weapon. If greater than or equal to 2 allies, neutralizes foe skills that inflict special cooldown charge -X on unit, and grants the following effects to unit and allies within 2 spaces. And it pretty much neutralizes units' penalties and foes' bonuses. And then if greater than or equal to 3 allies, grants attack and speed and defense +5 to unit, and inflicts the following status on foe during combat. Calculates damage using foe's defense. As we've seen, that is a skill that was on Fallen King, and it seems to be continuing. Alright. And then speed defense form. The speed defense form 4 is really supposed to synergize with his weapon. And if units within 2 spaces of an ally, grants speed and defense +X to unit during combat, and grants bonus to unit speed and defense equal current bonus on unit speed and defense. Pretty much he's got the normal stuff, and then for the tier 4 effect, it is pretty much a bonus doubler to those specific stats. And then calculate each stat bonus independently, and then the normal stuff, but instead of X equals 3, and then the maximum is 10. And now for his exclusive B skill, Hope for All. At start of turn, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants Null Panic and On Guard to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. When she's pretty much at the start of turn, he's granting all the stuff to him and his allies. He's got all stats +6, Null Panic, and On Guard. He really wants to be with his allies. And then, if there are greater than or equal to 2 allies within 3 spaces of unit, or if foes res greater than unit's res, during combat, if unit deals damage to foe using a special, deals +10 damage and restores 30% of unit's maximum HP. Pretty much. Just another like Valentine's Hector effect, where he triggers his special and he restores HP. Yeah, let's move on to his voice lines. These clothes are the same clothes worn by the first ruler of Zephyr. Wow. Quinn's legacy is a hard one to live up to, but I hope when I'm king someday, I'll make my people proud. I've never ridden on a horse before, Hopefully I don't fall off in the middle of a battle. There are a lot of experienced rulers here. Maybe they could teach me a thing or two. Mother, I won't take your sacrifice for granted. I'll be the best ruler I can be, in your name. I'll do my best. Here we go. I'm on it. For Zephalia! I'll do my part. I'm sorry for this. This is what I must do. I'll never be a good king at this rate. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you all look forward to next year when hopefully a poll comes out for people to vote on. If not, the decision will be made by me, Kat, and Pixel, and other friends I may have at the time. Without further ado, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do your little dance, and we'll see you all on the next one, where love is in the air. Bye bye.